Hello, friends, once again, and this is Rajesh Sheth from Exquisite Buildcon Projects Private Limited. I am the CEO of the company, and the vertical self-redevelopment, I am the person who is handling it. So, whatever knowledge, whatever information we have, we try to share it with the audience, especially in the last episode, that is the previous second episode. We, due to scarcity of time, we could not cover a last point, which is marketing. Now, that is the fourth concern of most of the societies, that whether the surplus inventory in self-redevelopment, whether we will be able to sell it on time, or how it will be marketed. So this episode is going to be a company specific. It will not be having a larger prospect where everybody will be doing the same thing. But in our case, what we as a company, that is Exquisite Buildcon Projects Private Limited, how we will be tackling it, how we will be marketing the product, and that we will be focusing largely on this. So this is not going to be a generalized episode, but this will be a company specific episode, and we will be disclosing some of the data. At the same time, the information of the market or a micro market. Basically, when we are talking about any self-redevelopment or redevelopment, largely it is in micro market we have to market our product. Now, when the society is appointing us as a development management consultant, everybody expects that when we will be able to market the product, and what is going to be the strategy. Now, in general, we will assist the society in marketing in such a way whereby the inventory should not be pain. We will try and liquidate at the earliest possible, but ultimately it is a market reaction. Now, let us put it at one particular time when monetization came or GST came. At that time, suddenly the real estate market sink, and lot of people, potential buyers or acquirers, they lost their interest in the real estate acquisition. So likewise, any such event or any such force majeure which may pop up, and that may have an impact on the marketing strategies as well. But when it is a self redevelopment, almost say 25 to 35-40% of the surplus inventory will be allocated or claimed by the existing members. When they are developing themselves, then in that case it is their discretion what area they will be intending to acquire, depending on the feasibility prepared by the development management consultant. If we, in our case, we have to suggest that this is the safest area, this is how you should be going ahead, and in case if you are finding it suitable, the area of the standard area of the apartment which will be allocated to the existing member shall be this. It is the approximate working. On basis of this, of course, it has direct relevance with the plot area, the abutting road, the architectural planning, and the approval, and so many other things. Now, in that case, most of the self-redevelopment projects which are more than 2 or 3 existing 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom apartments in the existing building, their concern will be different. When we are saying that a smaller area where the property tax which is applicable on apartment which are over 500 square feet area. So presently the affordable housing is the major concern, and most of them, the society members who are having a smaller apartments of 200, 300, 350 square feet area, they should keep this particular point in mind as well, so that they will not be liable for the property taxes, which is exempted now by the government of Maharashtra. Or over and above, when we are designing any project, there has to be a standard apartments which is possible to cover within the architectural plan, which has to be determined on the basis of the overall development, including the exterior part of the building. Now, in that this event, when a self redevelopment is done without being greedy, some area or the pessimistic area is been determined to be claimed by the existing member, that will help you in not creating liability. Ultimately, all the profits, whatever surplus, it is going to come back to the society, and then whatever society has to do it, they can do it. But in the marketing area, when we cover up few of the things, then in that case we say that it is a micro market in which we have to play. If you will go through our LinkedIn profile, which will access to almost everybody, because it's a social media platform on which we have our one of the site, you can see the followers. The number of followers are more than 20,000 as of now. In the month of April, by 20th, when the video is being shot. Now, when we are saying micro market again and again, means if somebody is developing or self-redeveloping a project in Borivali, Kandivali, Malad, Goregaon, or Bandra, or any other Balkeshwar, Nepensi Road, and Ghatkopar, any part of the MMR region. In this event, the 95% of the sales will occur only from that area. If I am making a project in Ghatkopar area, then in that case the 95% of the new acquirers or buyers will be from that region, or alternatively larger prospect who will be able to conclude those transactions, means the channel partners situated in that area, that particular area, 95%. Now, in that event, whether we have the appropriate channel partners in that region or not, that you will be able to see on our LinkedIn profile. This company, when I said that 20,000 networking people are there, out of which 65% or maybe 60% of the people are from channel partner area, or the brokers or consultants or whatever you call it, who are facilitating transactions, who are generally bringing a deal on a table. So we believe that we have in every micro market, say roughly around 250 to 500, 600 channel partners, depending on the micro market. When we are saying it is a micro market with lot of inventory or lot of skyscrapers coming up in that area, or developing in the near future, having no height restriction, then in that case obviously the developmental part will it will be focused in that area, and more people will be doing business in the real estate sector from that segment, that area. So that we, as a company, we are very well connected with all these people. 12,000 is not a small number. 15 to 20% inventory is absorbed by the existing members of that particular society. Means you will appreciate 40, 50, 60 years old building. The family must have expanded, the new generation must have come in. Most of the people who are residing in one particular area and one particular building or a locality, then in that case they feel attached, feel comfortable, feel that they know entire area and the facilities are already been created. So we would like to retain that kind of a environment where we are comfortable and our family members, friends, and everybody is in the same area. So then, in that case, they would love to continue staying in the same area. Now, in that event, the expanded family members only are the buyers. So 15-20% of the existing member, when they are buying the inventory, that is one of the biggest strength for the society which is opting for the self redevelopment. Moreover, as I addressed in the marketing, the network is going to work if the good quality construction and the planning is been done. Then in that case, automatically, depending on the size of the apartment, of course the smaller apartments has a bigger demand. But in case if I am talking about Valkeshwar area, now in that event, if I am going for 500 square feet area, which might not be in so much of demand, in Jumu scheme or Carter Road in Bandra or Pali Hill in Bandra, the maximum demand will be larger 3 BHK apartments and not compact size of apartments. So this is a combination configuration which has to be understood from the micro market after studying the entire thing, and we have to arrive at an appropriate size of the apartment depending on the size of the existing members apartment. Now in that case, some of the MARDA buildings are having a pro rata, which is advantageous for the multiple MARDA colonies or societies which are opting for self-redevelopment. This is going to further benefit them because MARDA has a minimum FSI of 3 plus the pro rata FSI. So in that event, the inventory there in that area might be little more. But then in that case, when it is a smaller apartment, the take or the buying also will be more in that area. When we are talking about any established area, there are people who are, you will appreciate in Nepean Road, suddenly 30% buildings are not going to be redeveloped. Whereas in some of the areas, now being specific as of now on this present scenario, what we have understood from the public domain, where we learn, we understand from various other sources or our channel partners, only in Borivali West area, approximate 86 new developments are coming in. Then in that case, one has to keep a perfect balance for the size of the apartment after understanding the demand and supply of that particular area, and depending on how the market will react to this kind of a development, because the redevelopments is possibly coming up, the refurbishment is not being done properly, or the maintenance of the society might not have been done properly, and that is the reason generally when we are talking, we have observed, this is our observation, that when we go to Pedal Road area or Nepean Road or Valkeshwar area, there the building type and size as well as matters, and in that case the kind of construction which was done in that area, or JVPD scheme, or in Bandra, they were little of a better quality as compared to the other suburbans. Like as of now, we see many developments from Bhayandar onwards up to Vasai. The quality is definitely improving. Now the technology is also there, and reputed brands are not taking any chances. They make sure that the appropriate product is being produced, or right kind of a apartment with a quality construction will have definitely a better demand. So they don't compromise on the quality. But this is, I'm referring to 30, 40, 50 years before people used to develop. Some part of Bhayandar you must have seen, some part of, I'm just referring to exemplary uh, to indicate that what has happened before 30, 40, 50 years there, and now what is happening is with the technology, with a better development, the established brands, people are intending to develop or deliver a appropriate product, and against which people who are buyers, they are also conscious. They don't mind paying a little more, they don't mind spending little more on the appropriate product, appropriate location, appropriate type of construction, amenities, facilities in that particular building, and they take a appropriate call by buying a appropriate at a appropriate price. They don't mind paying a little more for buildings which are having a good quality construction with amenities and facilities that will help in uh, quick marketing. Now, in general, what we have observed that 15 to 20% shall be the early stage exit which one should think of. Now, let us put it, there are 20 apartments in one particular building which is going for a self redevelopment. What will be redeveloped? 20 apartments with an additional area consumed in that or incorporated in that particular apartments which are of our existing members, plus additionally roughly another 20, 22, or maybe 18, 17 apartments depending on the type and style of construction will be added to that society. 10 to 15% one should expect at an early stage, and once the 3 4 slabs are constructed in that particular building, in that event one should think for additional 20-30% of the marketing, and rest of the marketing will be scattered, and 20-25% of the sales will occur near OC. Means when the building is complete and ready for obtaining OC, at that time the major 20-25% of the marketing has to be done, so that this society will get an appropriate pricing for the same. So the profitability will depend on how the scattered marketing is being strategized. Now, when there is a mixed use, let's put it, a commercial possibility is there on a wider road, a building is going for a self redevelopment, they are getting extra FSI. Moreover, they are getting a commercial development possibilities. Now, that commercial uh, showroom spaces is going to generate much more revenue for the building. Then in that case, that portion is being sold, then in that case 60-70% can be sold near OC or after OC. Residential apartments of the upper floors may have to be marketed in such a way that maximum pricing can be achieved at that stage, because when you are trying to sell something at an early stage, you have to compromise on the pricing. People who are coming and taking that risk of completed or the history says that there are many buildings which have started the redevelopment and could not complete it. May it be developer, may it be due to any reason, but ultimately people are now aware, buyers are now aware that unless and until they are very, very confident, at an early stage they will not come. And if they are coming at an early stage, they anticipate a very attractive price band in which they would like or they will prefer to buy. So whoever wants to buy it, they will buy it at any price. In case if I am determined that okay, I want to buy a property in this location and I don't have any issues so far as the budget is concerned, then in that case I can buy anywhere. But in general, in normalcy, when we see or analyze the entire thing, this is what we have observed, that 4 or 5 stages or phases in which if you market the product, and that will determine or that will help in the feasibility of the project. That has to be determined at an early stage. It cannot be determined, of course, when the first phase of say 15% is already been sold. Then in that case you can go for a price hike, and at an early stage also additionally you can sell it. Sell should be welcomed as and when a buyer is there on table with a check or a payment and ready to acquire the property. One should not let him go, but they should they should determine that okay, this is the percentage I will be selling at an early stage. The second stage will be this, third stage will be this, fourth phase will be this, and after OC this will be the area which we will try to sell at a X price, and that price also has to be determined so that the feasibility working will have clear picture or a larger picture. It may vary 10-15% here or there because of the early sales, or maybe you could not sell the inventory as determined. So in that event the holding power is there, then in that case you will be in a position to successfully complete the marketing. Now what are the strategies? No society needs to create a brand, because this is the only project they are going to do. When the builder is coming on a project, they have to build their branding also for the development of the business or extension of the business. Now in that case the society should not make substantial spending on the advertisement. They should cover, say, in that vicinity of that particular area. Let's put it, I'm redeveloping for and on behalf of any society in JVPD. So my focus has to be that from the SV road to JVPD, in whichever lane I am there has to be 3 or 4 larger hoardings which will attract the people passing by, or the crowd who is traveling by car or something, and then in that case the local newspaper where insertion shall be shared with the people. This is the marketing ways of doing it. If the branding is not going to be created for the self-redevelopment society, and 20, 30, 40, 50 apartment is only required to be sold, then in that case you will appreciate it is not going to be a greater challenge for the people who are affiliated as a channel partner. When I am having a 500 channel partners or 300 channel partner in one particular area, and they have a challenge of only selling 30-40 apartments, it is not only 10% of the people who has to succeed. Now in that event you will appreciate that the people who are focusing on the marketing, they are the people who is going to succeed in that particular area, because they are access, more and more people will be aware of it, and there where the some kind of standees or some development has to be done, and on the site one has to create an environment which is portraying what we are coming up with, or what the society is coming up with. So in that kind of a strategy, where without spending much of an amount, the building is getting an appropriate. One more suggestion I would like to make. Now there are a lot of technology or softwares which are available, which is creating tremendous amount of transparency. May it be development, may it be logistics, may it be licensing part, approvals, clearance, and whatever area, you can vouch a video or online whatever development is happening at the site, whatever quality of construction is going to be implemented. Then in that case tasting facilities are there. The people who understand this business very very well, they will come up with that kind of a software which is in the form of mobile application, and 2 or 3 of the members can monitor the entire progress of the building, existing society or redevelopment or a self-redevelopment of that particular society, including marketing, including accounting part, including means this is having a 360-degree software. I can't claim that it is 360-degree because we have understood, we have believed that this is the kind of software is creating a lot of transparency. People who are afraid of giving an assignment to some third party, they will feel confident, they will feel secured while implementing this kind of a software and monitoring the project. So these are the larger picture I am giving it to you so far as the marketing is concerned. This I am not claiming anything typically on the basis so that there should not be any the disclaimer speaks about everything, but then in that case we believe that marketing also is not a big issue which is scaring the members of the society who are thinking or opting for self redevelopment. This is the future of real estate, especially MMR region, especially the central and western suburbs of Mumbai, because the land parcel is having scarcity. Whatever is to be developed is all developed. Now what is left? There is no land parcel. Everybody knows few are there, which is comparatively not even 1% of the entire thing, and out of which that 1%, 60-70% of the area is with the government. So once they release it, then in that case it may come in the market, but otherwise this city needs to be redeveloped, and self redevelopment in our opinion is the future of real estate in MMR region. So this is with this on marketing, whatever we believe, whatever we understand, we have expressed it with you, shared with you, and signing off for today. In future we will come up with new subject, new ideas, new thought process on various other things which is required to be shared with the existing members of the societies with whom we are affiliated, or the potential societies who are opting for a self redevelopment, who are little hesitant of opting for self redevelopment. They see these videos which might inspire them. There is nothing to be scared about. There are possibilities, there may be challenges, but then in that case it is in the benefit, and it is advantageous to the existing member of the society. This with this I am signing off. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel so that future episodes can be brought to you